Mrs. Kramer, is the defendant your son? Yes, sir. On February 7th, 1959, were you the owner of a motor vehicle? Yes or no? Yes, sir. What kind of a car was it? It was a Buick sedan. Subsequently, did you learn that the motor vehicle had been involved in some kind of an accident? That is right. Did you then notify the insurance company? I did inform the company. After you notified them of that fact, did anyone come out to see you on behalf of the insurance company? Yes, sir. Do you know the name of the individual? His name? That is right. I think it was a Mr. Mann. At the time he came to see you, did he see you at your residence? At my home, that is right. Please look at Plaintiff's Exhibit 1. Is that your written statement? It is. Prior to the time this statement was reduced to writing, will you tell the court your conversations with Mr. Mann? With reference to the accident, you mean? Yes, I told him that as a rule, my son Robert was allowed to drive my car with the strict understanding that no matter how many other boys had to go to the same school, he was just to go by himself and let no one else in my car. And is everything contained in this statement true? Yes, this is what I had in the investigation. I see that I did let my son have the keys to the car. Did you tell the investigator the part referring to riding with him? Yes, I rode with him from time to time. Is that what you told the investigator, madam? That is correct. On this evening, but not to school at night. We are not trying to find out what part of the statement is untrue, if any of it. None of it is untrue. It is all true, then. Is that a fact? Yes, sir. Did your son tell you that he was attending a school for mechanics? He told me he was going to try to. That he was going to try to go? That his boss wanted him to brush up on some details as to automotive mechanics. That is right. That is what he told me. Did your son subsequently tell you that he was in school? I thought he was going to school at night. Did he ask you if he could take the course? Yes, he did. What was your response to that? I let him have the keys to the car to go, but he had to come right home after school. That is the one thing I said. Did you limit his permission that you speak of in any way? I certainly did. When? At that time. In what respect? I said no passengers in the car. Of course, you learned later that your son never attended school. Is that so? That is true. Is that right? I said yes. And you learned that after the accident had transpired? After, yes. Had your son used the car with your permission at any time prior to February 7th, 1959? Oh, yes. How often? Frequently. At what particular time? If I dispatched him to the store, I got the packages that would be heavy. And when he so used the car, did he specifically request your permission? No, sir. He was doing me a favor. You seem to forget that I am his mother. Madam, I have not forgotten that. Very well. Did he ever take the keys without your knowledge? Not that I know of, not to the best of my memory. Is the date of March 11th, 1959 the only time you saw Mr. Mann? I might have seen him once or twice before that. After you saw him, did you receive any communication from anyone else? Not that I recollect. With reference to the accident, I thought that was the end of it. I had already given the statement. Did they ever send you any papers to sign? I don't recall. I don't think so. On October 1900, did you see a Mr. Murphy? Yes, sir, I did. Did you see him at your home? Yes, sir. He called me first on the telephone. Did you have a telephone conversation with him? I did. Did he identify himself to you on the telephone? He told me he represented my insurance company. Did he say anything else? And could he come over to the house? Was that the entire substance of your telephone conversation? I think so. Then he came over in short order. Was there anyone else present? There was no one else there. Tell us what was said. He told me that Robert's friends were suing me and that they were out to get my blood. Did he state anything else? That if they won this case, I might just as well move out of the country because everything I ever had or hoped to have would be taken from me. Is that the entire conversation? He said there would be one good way that I could be cleared of all responsibility, and he, as my company representative, was telling me the way. Go ahead, madam. He told me that if I said I did not give my son permission to drive that car, then I would be freed of all responsibility and that no one could sue me and that no one could do anything to my son because he was underage. Well, he questioned you. Did he write out a statement? No, he was busy talking with me and telling me what a tough break it was for me. Did there come a time when he wrote out a statement? There did. Did you dictate the statement? No, he wrote it down since he told me what to say.
Sorry about the phone there.
How was that?
That was okay.
It was 200. Anybody want to read?
No, I do not.
No, I'll give you another one.
Hold on one second.
Say what?
Just a second.
I guess this is finished.
Oh, okay. It didn't do
No,
it.
no, it's not.
Not finished.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you ready for the next take?
1 second. No.